Hello everyone and welcome to another Scale Model Inbox Review. I am Rick Arter and today I'll be taking a look at the 1970 Dirty Donnie Dodge Coronet Pro Street model kit from AMT. This is a 1/25th scale plastic model kit, skill level 2, so you'll need glue and paint to assemble the model as per directions in box art, and it was released in May of 2013. Taking a quick look around the box, the artwork on this box art is amazing. I love what they did here. It's not just your typical, see the model on the front. They have some nice illustrations. They also have photos of the actual model here, as well as some information and features. And here there's a photo of Dirty Donnie himself, as well as some other custom decals that are included with the kit. And as always, on the newer AMT Round 2 kits here, you have a parts overview as well as features and some more information about the model itself. Upon opening the box, everything's nicely bagged up in individual bags. On top you have two chrome-plated parts trees. Here are your nice vinyl tires, and these are actually labeled as the Mickey Thompson Sportsman tires. Show you guys those more in a second. Here's the body and chassis pan, as well as the interior tub is inside of there. It's your clear and red clear parts. A few more parts trees. It's another bag with the rest of the white molded parts. And you have a nice booklet here with some round 2 models, as well as joining the club here, some information. Here is the instruction sheet. Something pretty cool here, I like this. Some information and stuff before you want to build the kit, if you haven't done this before. And opening this up, looks pretty much to be the same as the original one. A nice overview here of everything, and on the back they have a nice photo here to where you can put the decals and the final assembly. So really nicely detailed instructions there. I'm glad to see that they kept with the older design there. And here is that's pretty cool there, look at that, nice sticker there, the Super B on it. And here's your decal sheet, which I'll probably have to, I'm going to have to open this up to show you guys that, so I'll show you guys that in a second. So now let me take all this stuff out of the plastic bags, I'll lay everything out, and I'll give you guys a good look at all the parts and tell you what I think of the kit. Starting off, here is the clear parts that are included with the kit. Give you guys a close-up look here. Everything looks very nice, I don't see any imperfections, basically just what you need, front, rear, and side glass, as well as your rear taillights. Here's a decal sheet included. I believe the original kit just had these stripes and the Super B here, and this Dirty Donnie release here has all these extra ones. So if you guys want to do a different variation of the Super B, you have the option, as well as some numbers or just a traditional striping. Here are your chrome plated parts trees. Detail looks excellent. And that right there is an electric fan. They include several options for shifters, intake systems, or you can even do the dual overhead cam, experimental Hemi. Here are the Mickey Thompson front and rear tires. Very large rear tires here. Detail on the tread, as well as the sidewall is excellent. Here are your front tires. Now on to the white molded parts in the kit, starting with the body, chassis pan, and interior tub. There is a good deal of flash and mold lines that are on these parts. There's a pretty good sized one that runs down here and along the edge down here toward the trunk and underside of the roof, as well as down here in the bottom. There is also something you have to take off here in the middle on the front fenders. See a little bit more flash in there. So there is going to be a good bit of cleanup here. Now looking at this part here, this looks a lot better. I don't see a whole lot of stuff you're going to need to work on with this. And these parts were all put together, as you saw when before I took them out of the bag. So the fitment is pretty good on them, but there is going to be some issues with cleaning up of the flash. Now, looking at the interior tub, I'm not happy to see those huge sink marks there. And those are going to be pretty obvious because the seats mount here. So you're going to have this area and this area open. You won't see this one too much, but this you're definitely probably going to see if you have any kind of light going in there. Depending on how you do it, you could probably get rid of those, but it looks like it'll take a bit of work. And you can see here everything's molded in. Detailing is pretty nice. Doesn't look like it'll get covered up with any paint or anything, and you have the room for your center console there, which is chrome plated. Not a big fan of that, but you should be able to strip it or detail it up if you'd like to make it look good. And you have your pedals there molded in. Moving on to the 5 white molded parts trees that are included. They're full of parts that are very nicely detailed. All the parts you're going to need to build this, and they do include some stock parts, like they have 2 dashboards that are included. You have one here, and you also have one on this one. And this is your stock hood. You can cut this out for the custom version. You have a steering wheel and either a front or rear valence panel there. Moving back to this one, you have your headers, and all these parts do have some flash, so it's going to need some work to get all these to fit properly and to look as good as they can, once you get them all sanded down and prepped and everything for paint. But the detail on everything is nice. Moving on to the next one here, parts tree number 3. You have your front subframe. Well, some other suspension parts, sway bars. They use a torsion bar system here, I believe, on this car. And the next parts tree here has mostly engine stuff here. 2 different intakes, fan belt systems, carburetors, and the cylinder heads and valve covers for the dual overhead cam experimental Hemi engine, as well as some nice bucket seats. And it looks to be a small 4-point roll cage. And the last parts tree here has the main engine, and the detailing and everything on the engine is actually very, very good. They have all the detail for, well, this one doesn't have it quite as much as this does here, but this has detailing for like the valves and for the cams on the other side, which is sad that you have all that covered up. I guess you could build the engine in progress if you'd like. Then here's some of the stock parts. And they do include, this was with the original one too, they include the stock, I believe this is a Dana axle with the leaf springs. However, the kit chassis is already tubbed, so these will not fit. So I believe these to be from the other 1970 Super B kit, and they just molded all these with this kit because all of them go along with it. And you have the separate transmission, and like I said, you have 3 different options. Actually, it looks like 4 different intake options here. You have stock intake here, single carburetor, and you have a high-rise style intake. And then you have the cross ram, I believe you call that, and then you have just a stock Hemi dual 4-barrel setup, it looks like. So I don't know if you can use all of these with all the combinations, but it looks like you should be able to. I don't think those dual overhead cam cylinder heads would change things too much. So overall, there is all the white molded parts in the kit. Like I said, everything looks excellent. There is some flash cleanup, probably a little bit of fit issues here and there you're going to have to deal with, but overall the kit looks really nice. After taking a good look at the kit, I definitely recommend it. It is pretty much exactly what I remember from the older release. However, they do have the extra Dirty Donnie decals and the artwork here that they include. And that is awesome because he's a very influential person in the community of all this. So I definitely recommend the kit. If you guys are looking for a Coronet kit, or you guys are looking for some parts that you want to kit bash into another kit, this is an excellent one to choose. Detailing is great, like I said. However, there is some flash and possibly fit issues you're going to have to worry about. But overall, I definitely say pick this one up. Thank you all for watching. Comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.